Two. Good evening, one and all. My name is Reginal Lyerly, and I am the Cybersecurity Recruiting Specialist for DNA Diversity Executive Search. We specialize in recruiting the top 10% for all cybersecurity and sales, and we focus on diversity, equality, and inclusion. In the cybersecurity field, we do very well to recruit people for placement and to provide training where it is needed. And that is the purpose of tonight's event. And we thank you for being here. Allow me to introduce who will be presenting our training tonight. He is the president and CTO of Rocheston. Through his leadership and training, is responsible for over 10,000 people being trained throughout the world. And we hope to have many more that are trained. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the president and CTO of Rocheston, Haja. Good evening, sir. Are you out there? Or shall I say good morning?
Hey, thank you for hosting me, man. Good afternoon, good morning, and my name is Haja. I'm going to share with you one of the exciting programs in cybersecurity. In fact, this is the world's most sophisticated cybersecurity training program. I'm going to take you a step by step what it's all about, the opportunities that's available for you guys. Right. The tagline is simple. We call this the modern certification for the modern times. So what exactly that means? So you're looking at the threats, you're looking at the attacks, you're looking at the danger out there, and the biggest compromise, biggest problem in organizations today around the world. In fact, countries, companies, small organizations and small entities. The biggest problem facing them today is ransomware. Okay, I mean, if I hit with a ransomware, simply get your checkbook, write a check, and you're done. That's it. Okay, there's no going back. In fact, the White House is scratching their head right now in the US. How are we going to solve this problem? How are we going to stop this ransomware? How are we going to stop the attacks from North Korea, China, Russia, and Iran? So this is a global problem, something like COVID is. Okay, you simply cannot brush it aside. So if you go to any boardroom around the world, okay, if the board meeting is taking place, people are discussing about sales strategies, customers, you will find one topic on the agenda, that is cybersecurity. Okay, it's not going to go away. It's one of the high stake problems today. And here is something very interesting. Companies suffer ransomware attack every 11 seconds in 2023. Every 11 seconds, somewhere in the world, some companies getting hacked. I mean, that's a statistic. That's really, really dangerous. Uh, Microsoft. Microsoft released a statement last month. So what did they say? They said cyber criminals around the world are getting rich. Okay, these guys are state actors sitting in Russia and Iran and North Korea and Vietnam. These guys are making money. I mean, they're not making like $1,000 or $2,000. These guys are making billions of dollars. Yeah, that's right. Last year, North Korea made $1.5 billion in ransomware attacks alone. Okay, they compromise the company, they hold them ransom and say, you got to pay them like $3 million and I'll issue your decryption key. So Microsoft made the statement. Okay, they published it on the blog. They said cyber criminals like Nobelium have seemingly unlimited monetary and technical support from the government sponsors like Iran and Russia, as well as access to unique modern hacking techniques, tactics, procedures, and any other infrastructure launch massive. What does it mean? What Microsoft is talking about? They're saying these professional hackers, they're not kids, living in your mother's basement, drinking Coke, eating pizza. No, man, no. These guys are working in a company like 2,000 employees. They have this, the healthcare, they have this dental care, and they have a monthly salary. And they come to work at 8 o'clock. They go back at 5 o'clock. It's like a normal, like insurance company. They sit there in the computer, they launch attacks. That's what Microsoft is saying. These guys are professional. They have the best computers. They have the best network. They have the best bandwidth. It's nothing stopping them. Okay, these criminals are hiding inside state governments like Iran and Russia. They're not going to go after them. So that's the reason why the attacks is on the rise. And this is what Microsoft said. And the popularity of the malware, look over time. Okay, so you got ransomware, you got wiper, you got shellcode, you got rootkit, you got crypto miners, and the biggest attack techniques right now is in the cloud. Okay, everybody is moved in the cloud right now. So the AWS, there's using a cloud for protection, or using Azure, or using a Alibaba cloud, Oracle cloud. So the hackers are targeting in the cloud. Okay, steal application tokens, execution, impair defense. Oh my God, this is quite complex. And these guys are well versed. The hackers are well versed. The question is, are you prepared to defend against them? Okay, and the companies are dying to hire people with these skills. They're dying right now. Okay, who can defend evasion, execution, credential access, persistence, impact, privilege escalations, you name it. Because that's the core attack signatures happening today. Endpoint signals, right, in the cloud. So Rocheston, we created a standard. Okay, that's accredited. That's will be listed in the DoD 8140. It's called Cybersecurity Engineer Standard. So I'm going to talk about that. What it all means is a very very innovative cybersecurity training program. Is one of the world's highly technical certification program. And okay, this was really bad, guys. Oh my God. Yesterday, and I opened up Google. I went to Google News. I saw it is a very bold, flashing right on the screen. MGM got hacked. Okay, MGM in Las Vegas. So MGM, they have resorts, they have casinos, they have gambling, they got convention centers, right? So if you happen to be in Las Vegas, you know how big they are, right? The last time I was in MGM was 2 years back watching David Copperfield Magic Show. I mean, they're huge, man. So they just got hacked. Okay, they didn't say who the hacker is, which country they came from, and the what happened is they can't play poker. The casino machines doesn't work. All right, so you can't play blackjack, you can't play slots, and the best part is the hotel rooms, they're given a card, right? So open the door. It doesn't work anymore because that's connected to the computer. The computer is compromised. Okay. And the restaurants and bars, when you have a steak and they bring you the bill and they try to swipe your credit card, it doesn't go through. This is so embarrassing. All right. MGM is struggling to restore the services. All right. This was a serious breach. This happened yesterday. Right. So another Shangri-La is one of the top luxury hotel chains in Asia: Japan, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Singapore, and Taipei. So whenever you check into this luxury hotel, Shangri-La, and you got to give your passport, you got to give your credit card for authentications. Passport, by law, you have to give a scanned copy of your identity, right? So the entire history of all the travelers around the world, whoever checked into that system, is got compromised, and it's in the hands of Russian hackers, including mine. Because when I go to Hong Kong, I stay in Shangri-La. Okay, I can't help it. My passport copy is in the hands of the hackers, right? And not only Shangri-La, Holiday Inn, Crowley Plaza, Intercontinental Hotel, they were all connected in the same software technology used by the reservation platform. They also got compromised. Car dealer got hacked. I'm going to zoom through this because there's so many interesting cases here. You got Dutch Bank got hacked. Continental Tires, okay, got hacked with ransomware. Criminals offered to sell files stolen from German car parts Continental for $50 million. They said, if you guys don't pay $50 million, we will release it in the dark web. You see the screenshot there? This was a screenshot published on the dark web. It's indirectly communicating to Continental. Hey, you know what? You can pay $100. We will extend your timeout to 24 hours. Okay, so if you pay $50 million, we'll wipe it clean and we'll return all the data back to you. Everything goes back to normal. Okay, this is so embarrassing. What did happen? Did Continental pay the money, or they went to the cops? Okay, I leave it to imagination, guys. Okay, the case was closed. No news came out of it. I suspect, there's no opinion, I suspect Continental wrote a check for $50 million to the hackers. Okay, it has to be, right? School, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Normal public schools in the US was hit with the ransomware, and the hackers is a kindergarten school. Small kids, man, going and learning about poems and maths and counting numbers. These guys are morons, and they hit the school asking for ransom of $1 million. All right. And the school talked to the parents and the student, what should we do? And the parents said, no way, no. What are you teaching the children? Okay. If you get robbed, you pay money to get the direct. No. So they took that moral stand of not paying them. FBI got hacked. That was really bad. This is, you thought FBI has the most important technology in place protecting the systems and networks. No, no, they don't. In fact, New York Times published an article. FBI thinks they are mature, but internally with the computers and the device, the networks, they don't have professional people, to safeguard and to migrate to newer platforms. They're struggling. All right, a common spirit got hacked. Hillsdale School got hacked. You got Ferrari got hacked. Okay, Ferrari, that's embarrassing. Ferrari is interesting because the people who buy Ferrari cars is almost like $1 billion, right? They need to be interviewed. Ferrari interviews them whether you're qualified to even drive a Ferrari. So they will check your income status, they will check where you live, what kind of background, your history. They collect all this information from an individual before they sell the car to you. Just because you have money doesn't mean you can just simply start driving a car. You have to prove your worthiness. That means they don't sell Ferrari cars to drug dealers, mafias, and terrorists, and so on. So you know what I'm doing, right? So what this means is every single person who ever bought a Ferrari, the entire history about the income, the way they live, the address, the GPS location, it's in the hands of the hacker. I mean, can you just imagine how magnified this particular problem is? All right. Opus Telecom is an interesting case. In fact, the Australian government, Opus Telecom is in Australia, the hackers stole 9.8 million customer record. This is 12% of the entire population of Australia. And they were demanding for $1 million. Okay, it's a big case in Australia because the public turned against the government. They said, what the hell you guys are doing? Okay, I trusted you with my calls, my payment history, my conversations, and my text messages, thinking that you have your diligence, you have technology, you have protections in place, but you goofed. So the people turn against the government and says, if you don't fix this, if you don't protect us in cybersecurity, we're going to throw you out of power. The ruling party in Australia, they panicked. They didn't know what to do. They passed a law in the parliament saying that, yeah, we are going after the guys who did this to us. And we will do everything in our positions. It's war. It's a war against the hackers, cyber criminals. Okay. So the government's really, really taking cybersecurity seriously because their power could be tipped. It could be off balance, right? So another example is Fast Company magazines. You got Vodafone got hacked. You got Air Asia, German newspapers. This is interesting. Oh God, Thales is one of the leading contractors for governments around the world, including UK, US, and France. So mostly they do business in Europe. Okay, they have 81,000 employees worldwide. What is interesting about this hack is the hackers got inside the database in one of the servers in the cloud, and they downloaded confidential blueprints. What Thales manufacture? They manufacture planes, okay, fighter planes, okay, submarines or ships, all these kind of attack vehicles. And they create a blueprint, they test, and they give it to a Boeing to build the plane and so on, right? So these hackers from China, they stole the blueprints and held Thales as as ransom to pay money for the damages. So this was really, really bad, right? So the question is, it's not can I be hacked? Okay, can I protect myself? Rearrange that statement saying that you will going to get hacked. You will be hacked. Okay, every company should start saying, I'm going to get hacked anytime. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next year. I don't know, but I will get hacked. Okay. So do you have contingency plan? Do you have an incident response? Do you know what to do when there is a data breach in an organization? Do you have people running drills? Just like in a normal building, there is you pull the fire alarm, people know exactly what to do, what to shut it down, and how to evacuate the building, and so on. So the question is, does companies have this incident response plan in place? Okay, don't tell me you're not going to hack. That's kind of an arrogant attitude. So that's what the White House is worried. So White House passed, the Biden administration passed an executive order with these clause. Okay, one of the clause says you have to hire competent cybersecurity professionals in organization. I mean, this is not binding order. This is a recommendation, by the way, but it's binding when it comes to government agencies. For private companies, we just recommendation like in this standard. And but look at the key components in this order is you got to hire competent cybersecurity professionals on staff. You got to enable two-factor authentication. You got to encrypt your data. You got to make sure monitor the operation, look at your log files. And another one of the component is incident response. You better be prepared for a data breach. When it happens, you should know exactly what to do. All right. So this was 2 weeks ago. This is very, very interesting. 2 weeks ago, the Biden administration, they passed the cybersecurity strategy document. Okay, what is the strategy document for cybersecurity for the entire country as a whole? We're not talking about companies, we're not talking about organizations, we're not talking about entities. We're talking about every single citizen in the United States. Everybody, every household. What are we going to do when it comes to cybersecurity? Protecting the entire nation. Okay, this is brilliant. Okay, the document is there on our Distinguished Magazine website. Take a look at that. In that strategy, the White House said every American has to be educated in foundational cybersecurity skills. The basic. Everyone must know this. It's not meant for the experts. Yeah, experts, you got advanced training like RCCE. But basic training must be, given to every single person, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a barista working for Starbucks, whether you're a restaurant waiter, or you're selling flowers in a florist shop. Doesn't matter. You got to know about phishing attacks. You got to know about scams. You got to know about how hackers send fake SMS messages to trick you to send your bank account number. How do you identify a legit email from a fake email? That I'm talking about, that basic knowledge. Everybody must know this. So what the White House recommended is they went to reach out to every cybersecurity certification company, including Rocheston. Okay, can you make your foundation cybersecurity program free of charge? So the Americans can just log on and they can download, they can watch videos, they can practice labs, and so on. And of course, Rocheston, we did exactly that. We created a program called RCT, Rocheston Cybertech Professional, in which there is no registration, there is no logins. You simply go in and start learning about this. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the U.S. government has taken this initiative. Now, let's move on to the Asia. Okay, Japan and Singapore. In Japan, what they have done is the government is started educating, okay, on cybersecurity on public transportations, public platforms, whether buses, airports, railway stations, and the hospitals. With the of course, in Japan is a very, very advanced country. They don't have posters; they have this huge LED signs, and they pop up with messages. This is what a spam is. This is what a phishing attack is. This is what fake email looks like. Okay, and this is how you protect your account. What if you get your account compromised? Who you need to call? And this is brilliant. Japan has already done that. All right, so using public platforms to spread this message. In Singapore government is even better. They're giving free money. Hey, if you have the time for 1 week, you come and sit in a class, and we will teach you A to Z about foundation cybersecurity. It's on us, okay, and we'll pay for it. I mean, same thing with Dubai. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, cybersecurity is one of the serious threat to governments around the world, and the governments are taking great initiatives to make this happen. Right. Just give me a minute. Okay. Here is an interesting article. The cybersecurity hiring remains red hot. The industry to surpass 400 million markets by 2027. Oh my God. If you're getting laid off, if organizations are firing people, Okay, and they're trying to downsize. But you will see one industry, one area, companies are hiring. They're not downsizing. They're not firing people. They're not laying off workers. It's cybersecurity industry. They're hiring every single day, right? I mean, this is a serious threat. So now let's move on to a section called cybersecurity professionals. So who the hell are these guys? You hear them a lot, right? Hey, I'm going to be a cybersecurity professional. What exactly they do? Okay. Now, this is a serious dilemma the industry is facing. Real problem. Okay. There are 4.6 million unfilled positions for cybersecurity professionals in the US alone. What that means is the job opening is right there. I will show you guys. Okay, I will show you where to even apply it right now. Like after the presentation, you can just go and apply right now. There are multinational companies, Fortune 500 companies, small companies, government agencies, law firms. Okay, so you got hospitals, you got schools, you got colleges, universities. They're saying, if you're a cybersecurity professional, you have these skills, please send your resume. We want to interview you. Okay, it's right now. The job is available right now. That's the beauty of this profession. All right. Why? Like I told you, the threat is on the rise. Cyber threat is one of the biggest concern for organizations around the world. Okay, let's look at overall. How many cybersecurity professionals are there in the US alone? Okay, right now, working right now, only 1 million. That's it. There are only totally 1 million cybersecurity professionals in the entire United States. Okay, so if you're 1 million in US, think about Europe. Can I say 400,000? Okay, think about India. India is big because they require almost like 5 million cybersecurity professionals. All right, so here is a definition: cybersecurity engineer. This is a very very skilled, high tech job role that requires programming, that requires data science, that requires artificial intelligence. And so, in a simple Britannica definition, you would say developing and implementing high tech solutions to defend against hacking, malware, ransomware, insider threats, and all types of cyber crimes. So, a cybersecurity engineer is the top of the food chain. Okay, there are a lot of levels of cybersecurity job roles, professionals. This is the top of the food chain. These guys are the PhDs. These guys are the scientists. These guys are the guys who talks about quantum computing. It's that high level skill. They are highly respected in the organization because it's very, very difficult to find these guys. Very difficult. So that's the reason. Rocheston, we only certify the RCCE, the cream of the crop. Right. So currently, the industry is filled with what we call Mickey Mouse professionals. They call themselves cybersecurity professionals. They're pretty much low talent. They have no skills whatsoever. They hold a paper called I am an ethical hacker, I'm a professional, hire me. They will go nowhere. Trust me. Okay. So when you say a cybersecurity engineer, you are 10 times skilled. And why it's difficult to fill cybersecurity job roles? Remember, I told you there are 4.6 million jobs available today, as of today. Okay. And why companies cannot hire these guys? Okay, here's the truth. It's not people not applying for these job roles. They go to LinkedIn and they go to Credly, they see the job offers, and they click, I want to apply. They upload the resumes, upload the photos, they fill in all the forms and so on, and click, hey, give me the job. And 1 week later, they get a response. Okay, thank you for applying for cybersecurity professional job. You're rejected. What the? What? I thought I'm a cybersecurity professional. Why am I rejected? Okay, remember this. The reason companies are struggling to fill this position is they are looking for competent people. It's like you have a plane, right? So you want a pilot fully trained, fully knowledgeable to sit on the cockpit and fly the jumbo jet and take the passengers to the destination safely. And these guys are Mickey Mouse guys. They don't know how to do the job. Companies don't want to risk these guys. Imagine Walt Disney is hiring a Mickey Mouse guy calling the cybersecurity professional who has no basic knowledge, who holds a paper and say, I'm qualified. Do you think Walt Disney will hire these guys and put them in the Oracle database to safeguard the entire data repository of the end users? I don't think so. They're not going to give the Holy Grail to some incompetent fool. That's the reason they're demanding advanced exploit code writing, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, DevSecOps, AI, cyber intelligence, blockchain, privacy and governance, risk management, incident handling, cloud deployment, SOC, etc. If you have these skills, okay, don't just show me a paper. You know really what blockchain is. You can create your own blockchain. You can see where the flaw is. You can create smart contracts in Ethereum. Yeah, they want you. Please come on board. The problem is, it's very difficult to find these guys because you need to go to a cybersecurity engineer program, training, play with the labs, master all these skills, take the test, then you go and apply. All right. So I'm not saying it's easy job. It's like studying for doctor. It's very painful. It requires your time. You need to be focused, right? And that cybersecurity job role you see on the right side of the slide, it's not one job role, guys. There are multiple job roles. You got an investigator, you got analyst, you got architect, software developer, administrator, detection specialist, intelligent analyst, compliance officer, and so on. So there is an issue here. Companies are facing a budget deficit. Usually they allocate 1% of the entire revenue for IT budget, not cybersecurity, IT. We're talking about computers, networking, cable, software license for Microsoft. That's only 1%, right? Out of that 1%, the cybersecurity only gets 0.01%. Okay, it's a minuscule. And with that budget, you expect them to hire all these guys? Okay, 20 guys to safeguard your network, like MGM? No, right? And so what you need is, you need one guy with the skill set of all these job roles. Very difficult, trust me, very, very difficult. Unless you go through the RCC program. Because RCC program prepares you for all these job roles. Investigator, architect, software developer, penetration tester, and so on. Right? So if you have this, and if you have this a training and the skill set, you are a pilot, you can land the jumbo jet on the sky. Okay, you're flying Singapore Airlines at Dubai Airways, and you know what? You're highly respected. And one example is, this is this Aditya, this the CEO of Rocheston, and State Skills University in India, they had a problem. Sorry, the government of India had a problem. The multinational companies in India is one of the biggest economy in the world. Okay, Microsoft, you got Google, Salesforce, Oracle, Google. They went to the government and says, we want highly technical cybersecurity professionals, highly technical people in big data, artificial intelligence, and we want to hire them. I couldn't find any of them. So the Modi, he's the prime minister, he said, hey, Google, Microsoft, did you go to all the universities, the top universities in Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Calcutta? Did you talk to these universities? And Google said, yeah, we did. They all have paper academic programs. They're not high tech. They don't create a smart robotic project. They don't do that. We are looking for really skilled people. We don't want academics. We don't want degrees. We don't want masters. We want people who can actually do the job. So the Indian government had a problem. They were selling diplomas and degrees and masters and PhDs. So skills is something new. Okay. So what Modi government did, okay, he wrote a check for $500 million. And they said, we're going to create a new university in Mumbai. And this university will not offer degrees. There's no diplomas. There is no masters, nothing. It's university, yes. It's a government university. It's only train you on skills. That's it. Certifications. It's going to train you on big data, Azure, DNS, and blockchain, and governance and system, hacking and stuff. So they chose Rocheston. Rocheston, we're including you for cybersecurity engineering because that's the highest standard. We want everybody who joins there to come up with this particular program. And voila, company was so happy. Microsoft was happy. Now we're getting somewhere. So if you want to hire somebody else, 5 million people, I can easily pluck from State Skill University and get this through. So anyway, there's a message I'm going to talk about this slide. The Prime Minister of India said, you will have to upgrade your skills in line with the future. Therefore, your mantra should be skilling, reskilling, upskilling. He didn't say education. He didn't say university degrees. He didn't say diplomas. He didn't say masters. He said skills. The key word today is skills, not degrees, guys. If you think Your degree is going to save you. I have bad news for you. Nobody wants your degrees. In fact, this is a quote from LinkedIn CEO Ryan last year. He said, "People who are looking for hire people from using the LinkedIn platform, employers, we don't see them requesting, I want you to have master's degree, MSc in software engineering to apply for this job. I want you to have a degree in software coding to apply for this job. No, they're talking about, hey, they have penetration testing skills, exploit writing skills, DevSecOps skills. They have governance. Do you have SOC 2 framework skills? That's what they're looking for. So he said, so stop looking for degrees as a benchmark to enter into the job market. It's not valid anymore. Don't stop there. This is it's getting worse. Google. Skills-based hiring continues rise as a degree requirements fade. Okay, at Google, 4-year degree is not required anymore. It was last year. It was. Whenever you want to apply for a job, any of the Google's campuses in Israel to UK or Japan or Australia, you will see minimum 4-year college degree, 3-year bachelor's or 1-year master's. I don't care, but 4-year you got to be in college, you work hard to earn that paper, then you can apply to Google. Google said, okay, last year, no, HR terminated this particular threshold. We only want skills. What are skills? Certifications. Show me your certifications on artificial intelligence. I will consider you for hiring. Okay. And not only that, White House. The White House, for all the government jobs in the US, they've eliminated degrees. The priority comes to skills. All right. So that's what exactly I'm trying to tell you guys. The industry has moved away from traditional academic education to skills-based education. What does this mean? This means jobs, jobs, and jobs. The reason is the universities cannot keep up with all the changes that's going on today, right now, today, as of this minute. The biggest demand in the world, yeah, cybersecurity is one, that's good. But more than cybersecurity, very, very difficult to find competent people is artificial intelligence engineers, AI engineers. Okay, they're struggling. The industry is struggling because you know what? Since generative AI came into the scene, the entire world is upside down. Everybody wants to use AI in the business to move forward. All right, so they're struggling, and universities cannot cope up with the demand. So what they did, MIT created a machine learning program, and they put it online free of charge for anybody else to go and view the presentation, download the slides, practice the labs, so that you can be competent. Guys, go and take a look at it. I'll put on the chat later, the link on it. Just read those training materials. Oh my God. It's highly technical. It's like studying for Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. It's that technical artificial intelligence is. So that's why the industry is struggling to cope up with the demand. So here we go. Now, RCC I'm going to talk about is a very, very highly technical skill programs, prepares you for the job role. So RCC will fill the skill job requirements with a compliance. So why? So the program is ANSI accredited. What does ANSI accredited means? That means like if you've gone through this program, I won't say it's easy. It's 1-month program. But once you graduate from this program with the certification, with this particular logo, you see right there, ISO IEC 17024, that means that particular certificate is accepted around the world. Every single HR company in the world will admit that. It's like if you only go and get your degree from accredited college, you will never ever study in unaccredited college, right? So that's exactly what ANSI ISO means, right? So that means this particular certification will get you through the door of any HR department. Okay, that's what it means. It's internationally recognized around the world. Okay, that's what the certificate means. By the way, that's my signature. See that? It's very, very valuable, guys. And that's the ANAB logo there, and that's the beautiful certificate you get. A Rocheston certified cybersecurity engineer. That's another good news. If you graduate from this particular certification, one more certification is added to this as well. That is Rocheston certified Rocheston certified artificial intelligence engineer. I will show you the website link as well. Okay, you don't have to go and study for the AI because AI is included in RCCE syllabus. Okay, there's a huge module. There's a lot of labs in machine learning. You'll have a hands-on practice and so on, and you will get additional certificate because today cybersecurity engineer plus artificial intelligence engineer, you're secured, man. Your job is your job security is done. Okay, you can go on get your other skills like big data, get other skills on DevSecOps. Or another skill you want might get is robotics. But when it comes to security for your future, write it down. Okay, been there, done that, locked it. Okay, so you will get your Rocheston certified cybersecurity engineer, plus you will get your Rocheston certified artificial intelligence engineer. These two skills is the hottest sought after in the industry, highly in demand. Okay, how highly? Look at the paycheck, guys. $117,000. Cybersecurity engineer commands, average of $117,000. That means you got to know container security, you got to know cloud security, comprehensive software security, privilege account security, SaaS application security. What this means is, it's not knowing. We're not talking about you have to know about DevSecOps. You got to play with DevSecOps. You got to create projects. You got to write your code. You got to do a cyber threat intelligence. You got to analyze the attacks. You got to do penetration testing. You got to know Linux. So this program is not a paper-based program. You got to know cooking. You got to know how to make your pasta in the kitchen. And then you're verified and given you this amazing certification. It's just like you're getting a restaurant's getting a Michelin. Oh my God, it's a Michelin star, right? If you get a 5-star Michelin star, you're good. So now look, this is for today. As of today, I copied and pasted there. Is top level jobs. There are about 578 jobs available. And senior cybersecurity engineer, 14 postings available right now. So you can go to different countries. You can go to Australia, Dubai, India, Canada. It'll give you different postings. So when you click on this, now it'll tell you which companies are hiring cybersecurity engineers. Right now it's Palo Alto. Palo Alto itself, they have 170 positions. Oh, by the way, Palo Alto, they have like 21,000 employees around the world. 21,000. And they're one of the top cybersecurity company on the planet. Okay. And JP Morgan Chase, they have 169 unfilled position cybersecurity engineers. CrowdStrike, another big cybersecurity company, 85. Ernst and Young, auditing firm, 58 positions. Okay. So when you click on this, okay, it'll show you where exactly the posting is and the salary. And this is the detail. Cybersecurity engineer, you must have this skill, this skill, this skill, this skill, this skill. Hey, apply now. See the apply button right here, guys. See apply. So apply, click, post your resume, post other requirements they're asking for, certification copies and all this stuff, and they let you know. And I'll show you later where you can apply today, where you can see all these positions right now. Okay. So what that means is the RCC means employment opportunities. You're not preparing for the job that's going to come in 2 years down the road, maybe next year. No, man. Right now, you can go and apply right now. That's the beauty of this particular industry, and that's the beauty of this particular job role called cybersecurity engineer. And in nutshell, employment assured. Okay, right. And RCC will train you for the job roles as cybersecurity engineer. And now let's talk about something called standard. So whenever you want to study something, it must be based on a government initiated standard. So when it comes to cybersecurity field, we call the NICE as an industry standard for cybersecurity. So I would consider the NICE framework as a Bhagavad Gita when it comes to Hinduism. NICE framework is the Bible, okay, for the Christians. It's the Quran. It's that it's a book of the dead in Nepal and Bhutan. I can go on and on and on. Okay. So any organizations, they want a framework, they want a template, they want a guideline, they want a program, they want a know-how, they want implementation. They have to look at a standard. Okay, I'm going to take NIST. Okay. NIST doesn't tell you what to do. They tell you these are the steps you need to perform, but you use any product to make it happen. They don't recommend you got to use Microsoft for authentication. They don't say two-factor authentication, you got to use Google. No, this is, you better use a two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. I don't care which product you use, but make sure it follows these kind of steps. All right. So they have lots of job roles, maintain, provision, analyze, and so on. And the RCC program is based on the NIST framework. In fact, the CE is a standard today, right? And which follows the cybersecurity template. Now let's talk about something called compliance. Okay, this is something that you're going to see a lot, a cybersecurity standard. Now, why compliance is such a hot buzzword today? If you look at some of the countries, I'm sure in Canada as well, US is number one. Australia, you talk about especially Europe, UK, data protections laws. So some of the best practice, you can go with ISO, aviation, they have their own set of rules. And this says if you're going to follow cybersecurity, implement cybersecurity in aviation, like planes and airports, hey, you make sure you understand, you read the checklist in that profession, and make sure you know how to decode them. All right. So this is what compliance means: cybersecurity compliance on a particular standard. You got ISO, you got. Take a look. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. If you look at Canada, Canada is a OSI, FI, PAP, EDA standard. If you're a cybersecurity engineer, you got to master. I'm sorry, guys, you got to master this. You got to read this. That's your Bible. But whatever solutions you provide the organization, make sure conform to that. Mexico has none actually today. Chile it is none. Argentina has one. Brazil none. It's in the pipeline. US has so many standards. US government has tons of own standards. Then you got Netherlands, Belgium, UK, Denmark, Poland, and you got India, China, okay, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, New Zealand, Australia. So you know how complex that is. Right? That means, like, if you have a branch office in Japan, oh my God, you got to know FISC, CS mark, my number. And I got good news for you. Don't worry, don't panic, guys. Our RCC certification will prepare you that. We got all these standards for you. We got even checklists how to implement them. All these are beautifully covered for you. So relax, okay, and you're in good hands. So let me give you some examples. What the hell is a standard? What is a compliance standard? Haja, take one company, zoom in, and tell me what I'm supposed to do. Okay. All right. Let me give you an example of compliance. So let's take a look at an organization called SEC. It's a government organization. So what they do is any public listed company, the directors, the shareholders, the products, and the announcement, they will scrutinize how you operate. Right. So if you're a public listed company, for example, like Apple, uh, Apple Inc. And Apple Inc. is publicly traded organization. They have to comply to SEC requirements. What the requirements are? Not complex. There are only 12 requirements. I'm going to zoom through that. Requirement number one, access controls. So financial institutions information security program, that means like Apple's cybersecurity program, must implement least privilege. Employees only have those privileges necessary to perform the requirements of the job. The customers only have access to their own data. That means, like, don't give a blank check call. Everyone can access every single data everywhere. It doesn't work like that. Make sure you have access controls. Okay, what can they view and so on. That's number one. Number two is data inventory classification. This standard says make sure every software, every hardware, every mouse, okay, every data is classified, is protected. All right, cannot be does not understand its structure, know what data is stored or system. That means, like, hey, you better know where your computers are, where your laptops are, where your phones are in your organization. This is called inventory, asset discovery. Make sure you perform asset discovery in organization. Step number three, when you delete the data, make sure it's completely deleted. All right. So if your industry says you have to hold the data for 2 years, after 2 years, have a plan how you're going to dispose the data. Don't take the hard disk, throw it in the trash, say I'm done. You can't do that. There are some steps of making sure the data cannot be restored. Right. So standard four is encryption. Make sure data is encrypted during transit or stationary. Okay. Everything must be encrypted in the system. And of course, the standard 5 says use multi-factor authentication. All right. So there's no login and password. Yeah, fine. Login and password. Make sure you have facial recognition, you have a phone, whatever. Compliance requirements, change management. Any changes that happen in cybersecurity, for example, you buy a new hardware, new software, new firewall, hey, you better write it down. Okay. Next one is logging. Make sure you log everything. Who's accessing what data, what database, when they logged on to which platform, which computers, which file they deleted, which email they download, no, everything. Okay. If you don't have this, SEC will fine you. All right. Compliance 8 is secure software development. Make sure DevSecOps, you perform vendor-based checks. Oh, this is the most important. You're right here. The one of the key requirement is make sure you hire a competent cybersecurity professional, not a Mickey Mouse guy, in your organization. All right. So if you have an RCCE certifications, you're in. Okay. SEC will take that as a yes. You say, I have a guy, RC certification, ANSI accredited. I met a requirement in step 9, right? SEC says, absolutely. You met the requirement. Thank you very much. All right. So training a personal. Okay. The last one is incident response plan. Okay. Don't say you won't get hacked. You will get hacked. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to inform your customers? How are you going to inform your shareholders? All right. Right now, I think the standard says 72 hours. Within 72 hours, you got to inform the shareholders of the company. Perform risk assessments, and that's it. That's it, guys. 12 standards. So even you zoom in this 12 standard, then you got like 200-page document you get. But in a nutshell, that's all. That's what compliance means. Every single industry has their own, types of compliance, types of steps, and so on. So another biggest threat is IoT. IoT is another biggest threat in organizations today. White House released a labeling system. It's going to come very soon. Just like you buy chocolates or biscuits or you buy cookies, you see a nutrition label, right? Calories, sugar, fat, and so on. So now, when you buy a digital camera, when you buy a mobile phone, okay, when you buy a refrigerator, for example, microwave oven, you'll have this label. Does it have Wi-Fi built in? Does it have camera? Does it have audio? Does it leak information? Okay, soon it's going to be a standard and it's going to be mandated. It's already a standard in Singapore. It's mandated. You buy an Apple Watch in Singapore, probably you will get the label right there. What it's trying to do. So now, why are companies getting breached? Let's move on to the next section. Why? I give you lots of examples, right? What are they doing wrong? The question is, what are they not doing right? Okay. Number one, they have too complex networks, difficult to manage. The reason why MGM got hacked is, do you have any idea how many machines they have, how many computers they have? They got so many slot machines. They have so many rooms and kiosks and bars and machines. These are called IoT machines. When you gamble with the slot machine, it's considered IoT because it's connected to the internet or to the network. So too complex to manage. Okay, difficult to manage, and they're not compartmentalized. They're not isolated. Okay, isolated means like divide into separate rooms and give one person manage the room. You're managing 2,000 computers with two guys, cybersecurity professional. It doesn't work. Right. Number two, they're still using outdated software. They have this kind of mentality. Okay, including MGM. If it ain't broke, if it don't broke, don't fix it. That's it. Everything's working beautifully, right? Why fix it? Now you will see someone's organization still running a Windows 7. Microsoft stopped supporting Windows 7. You don't even have patches for Windows 7. They say, hey, you know what? My software works in Windows 7. So why the hell you gotta upgrade that? It could cost money. So they're in a budget to purchase modern infrastructure. Number two, second problem. Third problem is old network deployments. Okay, they don't use the cloud, they don't use encryption, they don't use data science. And here is the problem. They're not answerable to authority to force themselves to follow a certain standard in cybersecurity hygiene. I told you SEC, right? Because SEC forces everybody. If you don't follow these compliance, you'll get fined. Same thing with PCI DSS. Okay, credit card companies, if they don't follow this standard, they will get fined, right? So there are some industries like the MGM. Hotel industry doesn't have a compliance requirement. Okay, there's no agency say, yeah, hotel, you have to do this. Maybe they're writing right now. I have no idea. But when they do that, they're forced to do. The last one is, oh my God, here's the biggest problem. They don't have skilled people to manage the cybersecurity deployments because companies are fighting to hire these guys. Okay, how much are you getting paid? 90,000. I will give you $130,000 a year, man. Come work for me. Sorry, per month. Okay, come and work for me. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Oh, sorry, not per month, guys. Per year. Oh, I'll take the job as per month. Okay, let's move on to DoD zero trust. So, Department of Defense in the US, they said every single organizations within the DoD must implement zero trust. Okay, so what exactly zero trust is? This is what's supposed to secure attacks from ransomware. This is the magic pill. Okay, think of this as a hey, I'm going to pop up this pill. It's going to stop me aging. Magic pill. So today in the industry, cybersecurity, all the hacking take place, right? You say, what is the industry solutions for protecting our assets? This word, ZTA, zero trust architecture. Okay, so what that means is this is the old-fashioned network. You got mail servers, proxy servers, wireless and switch, and you got open ports connected to a physical perimeter with cables and stuff. This is very easy to manage because you control what's going in and out. Okay, and everything isolated in one single roof. This was architecture 20 years ago, man. Okay, what that means is in a typical office. So if you go to Ernst and Young, they have a huge floor, and they have a section which all these machines and the rack servers all configured beautifully. The only way to get inside the technology is to go inside the office on 17th floor, brute force the door, and steal the data. Okay, now that's easy to manage. I love this technology. All right. Now today we don't have that. We have this. Your data is stored in some servers in the cloud. Your users are not using desktop; they use a device. Okay, probably is a mobile phone or iPad or tablets. And block storage, runtime, identity, object storage, monitoring. All of these technologies are provided by different vendors. They have to talk to each other, right? It has to be compatible. They must speak one single frequency. It doesn't happen. Okay, not that easy. So everything is isolated, everything is distributed, disconnected. Okay, there is no easy way to put the pieces together. It doesn't fit like a glove. There is your problem. Okay, this is where zero trust comes in. What zero trust says is when you implement this framework, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust the server, desktops, finance, collaboration, even though it's part of your own single identity. Nope. If you try to access a database to application server, they have to be authenticated with multiple layers. That's what ZT is. This is supposed to protect the today's threats and infrastructure, identity, devices, application networks, and data. So the zero trust model was created by Microsoft. Microsoft created the platform architecture. They created the methodology, how to go about it. They also created the software and solutions to implement this. And Google took one step further and they made it open source. All right. And today you have Cloudflare, you got Oracle, you got Palo Alto. They're all providing solutions on zero trust. Why I'm teaching you this? Because that is a requirement, one of the fundamental requirements for a cybersecurity engineer. So don't worry, we got this covered for you. This slide comes from Microsoft. So look at that. So when you apply ZTA into existing network, and this is how it's done. All right. So you got your data, emails, apps, infrastructure. You got threat protection, risk assessment, threat intelligence, forensics, and how the data passes from one layer to another. So make sure the telemetry, analytics, assessments are in place. So when you zoom in, so you have like 6 components: identity, endpoints, application. So don't worry about this. We have this beautiful cover for you in our RCCE class. The NIST releases the risk management framework to improve the trustworthiness of artificial intelligence. All right. So I told you the cybersecurity AI, they play hand in hand, right? So there is not much testing done on artificial intelligence. NIST got worried. So they released the framework. Okay, so I'm going to continue with some of the hacks. You got Air France got hacked. You got Volvo got hacked. Five Guys got hacked. Uber got hacked. CMS got hacked. NSA, what we call SMBs, power supply got hacked. And if you here's a link. If you look at this threat report, which tells you why they got hacked, what was the flaws they had inside the organization, how they could have prevented this intrusion. This detailed report is right there for you guys. Okay, so I don't want to bore you. The link is there. You can download it. And Google has amazing videos to show you about how business can protect themselves from cyber attacks using that. I told you ZTA, right? They call it Project Zero, and using the red team, blue team framework. And Microsoft has an amazing report called Microsoft Digital Defense Report, which illuminates the threat landscape and with the tons of statistics data. I love this report. Very, very colorful, guys. So the salaries, okay, the paycheck for this technical job role, technical skill, okay, is about $120,000 per year. All right, read it here. It's the breakdown of the salary is right there in that link I'm giving you guys. All right, so the solution for data breaches is visibility with microsegmentation. Okay, so this is a report from security intelligence. So what that means, make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, take up each eggs and isolate it in a container with a separate firewall, intrusion, threat assessment, risk assessment. Separate cybersecurity professionals manage only that component. That's called compartmentalization. All right, I don't know how many guys saw the Oppenheimer movie. See, how did they keep the entire project secret, Manhattan Project? Okay, so you will see one of the characters saying, "No, compartmentalization." So we are going to restrict by department, right? You want to speak one department to another, you can't speak directly unless you go through me or somebody else, okay, give you permission. So that's the solution today, compartmentalization. And so DoD zero trust strategy, how they're implementing in Pentagon, the US, that's the document. You can download it. So let's move on next section. Once again, guys, what employees are looking for is these skills: blockchain, Kubernetes, mobile programming, threat intelligence, and so on. So this is what RCC class looks like, right? Extreme hacking next year. So it's tested on a practical framework. 100% labs is no theory, guys. You got theory, you got reading materials and so on, but it's you go to the kitchen, get your hands dirty, you will be making pasta, pizzas, lasagna, okay, until you perfect it. That's what it means. So we are making you doctors in the hospital. It's highly prestigious. We don't give it to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay, only those who speak the language gets the right to earn this title. Now, let me talk about the roadmap. All right. So, what does the RCC consist of? It's a framework. Consists of 4 components. It's extreme hacking, penetration testing, and forensic investigation, and cybersecurity compliance. All right. So when you have these, you're done. You covers everything in cybersecurity. There's nothing else. All the job roles, all the technical requirements fits inside these 4 boxes, including artificial intelligence. It's right here, right? So that's the roadmap. And number 1 is the level 1, extreme hacking, okay, which talks about lots of technical information about cybersecurity, like DevSecOps, cyber threat intelligence, security operations center, compliance, and so on. So the level 2 is penetration testing. Right? Just take a look at the objective here, guys. I'm going to skip this. Okay, you got to know this, and this, and this, and this, and this. You got to know 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 this. And that's what penetration testing does. All right. So the next third box is cybercrime investigation. Remember I told you about incident response? Your company gets hacked. What are you going to do? Who are going to call? Ghostbusters? You're going to pick up the phone, call the police? No, man. There is a methodological process how you need to perform incident response. That's what RCCA comes in. So you investigate where the hacker came from, what tool they use, what kind of tactics they use. So there's a huge framework called Might Attack framework. Okay, tactics, persistence, adversaries. So you'll be trained on that. Okay, it's very, very quite complex. Who to report the crime, how to handle the incident, what law to follow, okay, where the attack has come from. So let me give you what you learn here. Okay, ethics, data acquisition, mobile forensics, investigating censorship, bullying, denial of service attack, crimes involving social media, employee monitoring, data breaches, mobile traffic, database hacks, cryptocurrency transactions, smart contracts, investigating intellectual property theft, phishing scam, video conferencing investigation, Wi-Fi, surveillance cameras, 3D printing, RFID hacks, deep fake videos. That's on the rise today. Investigating fake currencies, fake passport, IoT, and so on. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. You will be trained. You will be given a platform. There'll be lots of examples, samples of files, and you will be doing malware analysis and all these areas. Right? That means you can easily go to a cop and police department and say, "I'm qualified. Please hire me." Yeah, you will get hired because it's accredited program. Okay, this is the skills for guys sitting in the boards in the companies, right? That's called governance. So we're talking about the compliance officer. And remember the globe I showed you with countries like Brazil, Chile, Japan, that one, those standards. Okay, you got to master. All right. So that's the job role of a CCO, stands for Certified Compliance Officer. All right. So what are the domains? Look at this: audits, cyber threat, BC, disaster recovery. I got to be honest with you guys. This is one of the most boring component in the entire RCC framework. It's a fourth box. Why? Because you will be taught like a lawyer. This is all lawyers mumbo jumbo stuff. Okay, its framework is always boring because there's a lot of theory, a lot of process, a lot of procedures, a lot of note taking. Right? Unfortunately, that's what companies want. Companies want you to think like a lawyer. Okay, so that's the four programs, and this is what cybersecurity engineer does in a government departments. By the way, guys, the RCCE framework is also okay listed under the Department of Defense 8140. You'll see that listing right there. Okay, that means it will be endorsed by the Pentagon. Right now, Pentagon has released the standard this month. Okay, so RCCE is in as well. So if you are a government employee working in a Pentagon, if you train in RCCE, you're accepted to work in that job role, sitting right there. So this is the cybersecurity engineers in action. Take a look at this picture. It's beautiful, right? These are not hackers. These are good guys doing penetration testing. So the skills is deep learning, voice control, blockchain, drones, quantum computing, robotics, Express, Laravel, Django, AWS, Ember, Backbone, Vue. Oh my God, that's a lot, isn't it? Look at this: PHP, Net, Ruby, Nginx, Python. That's the reason, man. They give you $120,000 a year. Okay, that's why you're paid so high. Right, you're getting $15,000 a month as salary. Right, that's in fact, I think Biden gets $175,000. His salary as a president of the country is only $175,000. So you are getting $120,000 per year because you can speak these languages. And we teach you this. We teach you Jenkins. We teach you Azure. Hands-on exercise right there. Okay, Microsoft, SQL Server, Ruby Rails. All right. So look at this mumbo jumbo. CM, ISO, governance, NIST, privileged account holding, end user protections. So this is what companies want. They want you to speak this lingua. If you do, you know what? They will be happy to take you in. Okay. So the job role of RCCE fits all these things: infrastructure, Kubernetes, governance, compliance, IoT, and so on. So you put this, fits the puzzle. What that means is you don't have to attend a separate training for blockchain. You don't attend a separate training for artificial intelligence. You don't attend a separate training for machine learning. You don't attend separate training for cloud security, pen testing, red blue, scanning, web shells, PHP, Python, DevSecOps, big data, incident response. No, guys, no. If anybody is selling you separate courses, it's a scam. Call it right there, it's a scam. Because it's integrated solution. You cannot talk about incident response without talking about data breach. You can't talk about data breach without talking about penetration testing. Okay, it's not disconnected. It's all fits into a puzzle. So right now the entire industry doesn't work like this. Okay, until we nail the standard of the RCCE, fits the puzzle beautifully. All you need to do is, this is a framework: protect, detect, respond, investigate. Okay, so we wrap it up over here. How do you integrate, protect, detect, respond, investigate? This is part of the NIST standard as well. So we got these 4 programs: RCCE level 1, RCPT level 2. You got investigate, cybercrime investigation. Then you got respond, compliance officer. That's it. And then we have another product. This is beautiful. Okay, Haja, I'm sold. I'm learning all the skills. I'm learning the knowledge. I'm doing practical. I'm doing the labs. But let's say I get hired to a company let's say Universal Studios in Florida. But what software should I download and install, implement with all those things you talked about? Zero trust, EDR. You talk about malware analysis. Where do I get the software? Where do I purchase it from? How much is going to cost me? All right, this is the problem. Nobody has nailed this. We came and said, you don't need to pay millions of dollars. We give you the wine software, which contains all the components we talked about to safeguard an organization. Okay, if you have like $20 million, yeah, go buy even advanced software from Palo Alto. Nobody's stopping you. Okay, buy from Google. Okay, go from CrowdStrike. But for basic, you have it. You give you a car like Lamborghini with all these things. Wines has this. I'll show you a screenshot of Wines in a minute. Firewalls, vulnerability scanner, repository, red team, everything is right there. Carry this briefcase, go to a company, drop it, you're good to go. All based on open source. Okay, in which most of the organizations in the world are implementing it. So we are not leaving you alone. We are giving you wine software along with the training, so you're ready to go investigate, protect, deploy, and configure your cybersecurity compliance. All right. So, question is, how long this program takes? What a big joke is? I'm seeing on the internet. There are companies saying, "Hey, 3 days, we'll give you a pass guarantee. You become a cybersecurity professional in 3 days, and that's it. You can rake, hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary." I said, "Who are you kidding, man? Who are you kidding? What the hell are you trying to do? It's a scam. It's a biggest scam. Cybersecurity certification training vendors are trying to do is pocket your money, move on to the next guy. Okay, you cannot be an expert within 2 days, 3 days. All right, nobody can. Okay, this is a 1 month program. All right, it's spaced out for 3 months or 4 months. You do whatever you want. All right, if you want 2 weeks in the classroom, it's up to you. But it's a 1 month intensive hands-on program. So once you finish the program, then you get your title. Another thing is this, like a doctor. So once you have a doctor in MD, you see doctors how smartly they're dressed. Now they want to show off. Now they want to show they're pretty, they're good-looking guys. They're dressing smart so that they can they can demand respect from you. So they can trust you. The key word is trust, right? Hey, that's a doctor with a white robe and a tie. Okay, I can trust that guy with my body. Okay, I can let him operate. I can eat. I can take any tablets he gives me. Okay, I will be good because I know this guy will take care of my health. So similarly, why can't we apply in cybersecurity profession? Okay, because attire is a joke for them. I was in Las Vegas, the Black Hat conference and DEF CON. These guys, technical guys, they're walking in shorts, slippers, Bermudas, and say, what? I don't care about attire. No. When you go sit a cybersecurity engineer in the board meetings, talking to CEO, a CTO, talking about the strategies to defend the organization, you got to dress like them. Okay? You got to be respectable. So what we insist is we have a dress code for cybersecurity engineers. And it says, this is how you should look like. But you know what? There's two things. Look at the top part. You're wearing a jacket and tie, which gives you a business look. Look at the bottom section. You're wearing jeans. All right. Jeans gives you like casual. So you're going to dress casual business to gain the respect. All right. So we only emphasize on for guys. For girls, Ladies, wear anything you like. We don't mind. But for guys, you have to dress the part cybersecurity engineer. All right, so here's the roadmap. Almost done, guys. Here's the roadmap. Take the level one. All right. So once you get the level one, you also get the artificial intelligence certification as well. And remember the one free certification I was talking about, not certificate, free training. Everybody should get this. That's RCT. Okay, you can go and take a look at the program, download the slides, practice the labs. It's a beautiful program, and that's a prerequisite. Okay, RCT talks about Linux, talks about networking, IP address, Python, talks about web servers. What is a web server? How does Apache works? How engines work? Talks about databases, SQL server, not SQL, MySQL, Postgre. Talks about Nmap. So that's a basic foundation that's required to get the RCC level one. And in level one, we won't tell you what a Python is. You will be coding in Python, right? We won't tell you what a web server is. You will be managing Apache 2. You'll be managing Nginx. You'll be managing remote servers. You'll be managing Oracle. You'll be managing and programming, configuring SQL servers, and so on, right? So you got penetration testing, cybercrime, and compliance. So what you do is start with level one. You finish the program, then go to the next one, next one, next one. That's what it is. All right, and that's it. So you finish your 4 programs, you are a cybersecurity engineer. All right. So where to go? You got a lot of choices for you. You got Isaka, SANS, and the problem with these guys are, I don't like to bash other certifications, is the jack of all trades, master of none. That's all they do. All right. They give you one piece of the puzzle. The rest, they ask you to pay. Hey, give me money and pay more. All right. You want cloud security? No, I don't want to teach you cloud security. Come for another 3-day class. Hey, teach me blockchain. No. I don't include blockchain in my program. Come for another class for blockchain. How about cyber intelligence? No, separate course. DevSecOps? No, separate course. How about compliance? Governance and compliance? That you can teach me, right? No, I can't teach you that. Come for separate course. How about hacking? Want to be a hacker? No, separate course. So they try to milk your money dry. Okay. So when Rocheston, we said, guys, the buck stops here. Okay. You're trying to help people. You're trying to share knowledge, not make money out of it. All right. So if you look at the skill set of all these guys, okay, CSSP, CertNet, CSIM, and so on, RCC is right at the top here. Highly skilled. Okay, because all the blocks I showed you guys. All right. So if you look at the RCC comparison with the other guys, okay, look at this. Yes, risk management, risk, quantum computing, cyber range, virtualization, Python, Kubernetes, AWS, Google, artificial intelligence, machine learning, dark web, Azure, and yes. So our slogan is the modern certification for the modern times. If you're looking at 20-year-old certifications, world technologies, yeah, go somewhere else. But if you're looking at the cutting edge of Tesla, electric cars, if you're looking for carbon footprint, okay, bring it to zero, this is it. And this is the competition. This is RCC. All right. So go for this. Covers A to Z in cybersecurity skills. So I'm almost done, guys. Just give me like another 2 minutes. I'm done. Here are the training facilities. Okay. Here, this is some photos of students who completed the program. Beautiful. Some of the students are forced to wear jeans. Okay, the guys are wearing jeans. Here is a live class. Okay, right now you can sit in a class. You can do online. So today, most of the training is done online. All right. So using our beautiful platform called Glass. All right. So this is a physical class. And when you try to physical class, we have requirements. You must have like 4 monitors, high network. You must have laptops. You must have a lot of storage, and so on. So take a look at this live class. In the live class, they're beautiful. Okay. Here's some more. Here is another training center. Live class. It's Rocheston. This is interesting. All the students are wearing RCC t-shirts, right? Yeah. So when you come for live class, we will give you a t-shirt as well. Okay. Just give me a size and we'll send it to you. Interesting. So Rochester, we also have our own cyber intelligence center. We set it up. We call it Rocheston Rochelle. I was there. It was opening ceremony. So this was in Asia, and so we are right next to CompTIA and Google right there, which is right there. And by the way, remember this: Rocheston is RCC is not for everybody else. Okay, this is a very niche product. It's meant for highly technical people, right? So if you want to succeed in top of the food chain, you want to go right to the top, right? This is the path. This is the path you choose. So students are learning how FPA got hacked, what mistake they made, how they fix the problem. This was the incident response section of the RCCE class. More photos, more photos. Here we go. Students passed the exam. They're getting certificates. Physical class you attend, you get a nice, beautiful bag. Um, and this is a cyber age. Okay, it's online for penetration testing. So all these dots are virtual machines. Okay, some of them are databases, firewalls, EDR, XDR, and so on. So you'll be hacking them, all running in the cloud. So that's the beautiful certificate. My signature is right there. This is the level 2. Level 2 is in black. All right. So when you choose level 2, you also get the red blue certificate. Okay, so we have this cybersecurity Linux operating system we built from the ground up. And by the way, let me talk about this. Nobody else in the world has this. It's patented. It has about like 1.7 terabytes storage. Okay, hacking tools, frameworks, software, virtual machines. 1.7 terabytes. Let me give you an example. Even visualize how big this is, how huge this is. If you download a Kali Linux, okay, from internet, Kali Linux only 2.4 gigabyte, 2.4 GB. So this is, it's like 1,000 times, okay, bigger than what a normal operating system does. And it's proprietary, so we built it ourselves using all the tools. So you will be using Rocheston Rosé hands-on, okay? So you will see a scaled down version of Rosé called Web Edition RCT, which is free. You can interact and work on the web using a web browser. So here are the tools. They are beautiful. Look at that. So this is all part of the Rocheston Rosé. You got your Mac OS. Look at that. Mac OS is right there. You got Windows. And of course, this is a cyber edge. So all the machines are right there. You can instantiate a program. You can get it up and running. And of course, we got our own blockchain. And you'll be building a blockchain model in RCCE, how it's done. We have our own cryptocurrency, Rosecoin. Okay. So this is to teach you guys how to build a cryptocurrency, how to build an exchange to sell this cryptocurrency. You will see the code, you'll see the software. Gamification is one of the interesting areas in the industry. They want to make cybersecurity as fun to learn, not boring topic, right? It's called death by PowerPoint. You will not find that in Rochester. Our programs are so beautiful. Our labs are fantastic. You will enjoy it. You will even go back home. You will even go for your break. That beautiful that is. So that's the cyber sphere I was talking about. Okay, so I'm going to skip this. This is part of firewall. This is the Rocheston Wines I was talking about. Our own software. You get a license, perpetual license, free of charge, of course, in which it contains all the components. Threat intelligence. This is from the Wines cyber threat map. Okay, this is the classroom in students in the Threat Intelligence Center, and they're doing analysis exercise in RCCE. All right, they're analyzing attacks taking place. Okay, zombie cop run is one of a attack exercise they're performing. Watch this video; it's beautiful. That's a live class, guys. This is level 2. This is the one. Level 1. This is the advanced RCPT level 2. All right, so let me talk about Cyber Labs. Cyber Labs is the one we host our free RCT program. So that's the look of the website of Cyber Labs. You can start your labs, you can start your challenges, you can download slides, you can read books, you can read white papers, and all these are free of charge. Look at the challenges. That means, like, once you finish your program, what am I supposed to do next? Where is my next level of fun? Okay, it's right here. This is it. That's your challenge. All right, and this is the cybersecurity labs. How to access that? Just using the cloud. Use the browser, and you're done. All right. Uh, I took a lot of time, and thank you for putting up with me for the last 1 hour. And yeah, I'm done. That's my LinkedIn. Uh, I don't use email, guys. I use more on social media. So what you do is connect me on LinkedIn, and use the direct message to talk to me. And I'm done.
Thank you very much, Haja. That was an incredible presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, what this gentleman described for the last period of time, this is the creme de la creme in cybersecurity training. If you're an employer that needs someone that's of the highest quality, get you someone that's been trained by Rocheston, and you're assured to get the very best. And if there's a cybersecurity professional out there looking to get the top of the top training, this is where to go. I can't emphasize that enough. I talk to so many cybersecurity professionals and of different levels, and they want to enter this field. They want to improve. They want to expand. They want to be their very best. And I point them in this direction because they're getting the very best that the world has to offer. And ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it here. So, Haja, I thank you. You let the world know what is available and how they can make the cybersecurity world better. And DNA, Diversity Executive Search, we thank you. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. If you have any questions, then thank you for the kind words, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
You're so sweet.
I'll look in the chat and see if there are any questions. The presentation was very thorough. You covered a lot of information, and it left very little to interpretation as far as what to expect as far as what companies are looking for, and the different levels of certification, and if someone enrolls into the program, what they're expecting to do and how they would be able to perform when they actually work with a company. And I think the very attractive part is what compensation to be able to expect once they get that type of training, or at least the type of compensation that they can work with a company in order to find or be able to negotiate something that's good for the company and as well as the professional, and so they can work together and take care of the greater cybersecurity world. This is very comprehensive tonight. So this is great. Like about it's amazing with the different parts of the world, with the different standards that each have, and it's amazing because you just described in the presentation that a person that gets certified with Rocheston, they're going to learn about all of this. They're going to be able to use all of this, and they're going to be able to take these tools and be able to use them anywhere in the world, accepted anywhere in the world. One-stop shop, one place. This is the creme de la creme. And yes, there are a lot of companies out there that you'll get something here, you'll get something here, and you get something here. But a one-stop shop, anywhere in the world, top-notch training, it's hard to beat that. It's very hard to beat that.
Yeah, you're right, Reginal. If you are embarking on a career, okay, I mean, our program is hit with university students, master students, and they want to secure the prospect of future employments. And they said, you know what, I want to put cybersecurity in my pocket right now. It's not that it's not that I'm going to work as a cybersecurity engineer, maybe not, but I really like to have it in my portfolio. I don't want to risk that. I don't want to miss that. Because if you start this journey, it's going to be so rewarding. Trust me on this. Ask anyone around the world, or in your industry, or in your profession, in your circle. Okay? You can't go wrong with this. But you have to be focused. You got to be dedicated, and you got to be committed, and you're in. That's it. Simple as that. Okay? Don't even have a second thoughts. Okay? If the two skills you're going to master, I already told you what that is. Cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, AI and machine learning. This is it. Put the pieces together, my friend. The future is yours. This is not a sales pitch. This is something you're going to thank me, okay, down the road. Okay, do not push this, and say I'm going to do it in 6 months or 1 year down the road, because somebody else will beat you. Somebody else will move ahead of you. Put this in your resume. Whatever you do in your life, put it in your LinkedIn. People are searching your LinkedIn. People are searching your Facebook. People are searching your Instagram. People are looking at your resumes or your business cards. Put that acronym, put that title in your business card. Let the world know, hey, don't mess with me. Okay? I know about ransomware. I know about Russian hackers. I know about MITRE ATT&CK framework. I know, what is incident response is. All right? Don't brush me aside. People will take you seriously. All right? So make the investment. And in Canada, our partner is with Ruth and the wonderful organization, and Reginal is going to help you out. These are the wonderful people. We don't have any other partners. We only work with them. All right. So if you want to start this journey, don't be afraid. Don't feel too intimidated. Don't feel scared. All right. It looks scary, but actually it's fun. Hacking is fun. Okay, cybersecurity, playing with it's a bunch of toys. You're playing with lots of toys, but in a more structured, methodological manner. It's very, very engaging, very hands-on. It's a very fun program. But one thing I can assure you, we designed the program in such a way you will never get bored. This is not a bunch of death by PowerPoint slides. No way. It's not like that. It's beautifully crafted exercises and labs all go together. Yes, Reginald.
That is awesome. Thank you so very much. And we at DNA Diversity Executive Search, we are most proud of our partnership with Rocheston. And we want to help as many people as possible. We thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tell the world about what this is and what it can do for the cybersecurity world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Can I take leave now?
I want to see if there are any questions in the chat, but we have the links as far as how to reach out to you on the DNA side. If there are any questions that for DNA, you can reach us at support@DNAlegacygroup.com, and then that will link you up with DNA Diversity Executive Search, and most likely you'll be my managing director or myself as the lead cybersecurity recruiting specialist, and we will do our best to answer questions, whether it's for certification and job placement. We work in DEI, and we try to play. We don't try. We do. We make sure that we help companies find the best, the brightest, and just the very best of the best. And that's what we're about. And we're very glad that we're aligned with Rocheston, because they're the very best of the best as well. So that's pretty much all we can say about that. But you rock the world, Haja. We love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reginald, and pass my thanks to Ruth as well. Both of you are amazing. And I want to go get some Starbucks, man. All right. If you give me permission to leave, I'm going to get some Starbucks coffee. Can I?
Absolutely, sir. You may.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.